Hi. Today the main topic is the build time versus build time versus runtime. And also this kind of really technique that a lot of like big tech company did. So what is runtime, build time? So build time is basically when you're trying to compile or build your Next.js or React application into dry HTML, CSS, JavaScript. And runtime is let client run it, let parse it and do whatever stuff. And the thing, what I'm trying to say is, what I'm trying to like concentrate is the build time. A lot of people, also me, think about we have to make some kind of logic in the runtime when client get our HTML, CSS, JavaScript. But actually, you can do it at the build time. So what do I mean by that? Let's say your Next.js, you have a Next.js application. Since you have no CDN, you can use the like edge request in the browser as a CDN and let your web application host it. And there's a thing you have to consider. In the default, the cache control, the cache control is actually the really minimal age of it. I think there was no cache control in the default. Example, you put your image or a big image or the background as an image on the public. So it's gonna be your public that images that your background overlay that png whatever stuff, and that's pretty fine. But the thing is that you have to think about the size of your image. Size of your image. Another thing you have to consider is the cache of your image. Example, you have your background overlay. Okay, now you revise the background overlay PNG. You switch image, but the type, if the name is the same as the background overlay, there's something wrong with there's gonna be problem of your application, because what users see what users see in your website is still looking at the original default background overlay PNG rather than your renewed the background overlay PNG, because your user's browser automatically cache it for it. So even though you revise it, it's still there. So that's gonna be kind of problem of it. What you do have to do is you hash the PNG image, so you don't have to think about the cache issue. And also if there's like hash on it, you can think about. And also if there's like hash on it, and if your image name is really unique, then you can use the cache control max age or 36,000. To do this, now user don't have to request and go to your CDN and get the image process. Rather than user doing it, you can just user can receive the image like instantly if the cache is still there. So this kind of good if you're doing it at the build time. And also what you can do at the build time is you can compress this kind of your image at the build time, your node sharp compressor library using your script, and also you can just put in the cache control of it. So this is kind of really example. Let's see, this is the script, and there's a generate image scripts. Based on that, I make some kind of images on the build time. So what this logic is, I know this code is really messy because I didn't take care of it. What it does is it checks the public and go to images. If there's hash name, don't have to compress it and begin. But if there's some kind of image, it goes to the optimized image script, and it compresses as a WebP or JPEG rather than PNG. And after that, it put into cache control. So it goes to cache control that the public, the max age immutable. The reason why you can do it is because the name is already hashed, so there it is reconsistent. Even though you compress a little bit, the name will be, the hash name will be changed, because this hash name is basically based on your compressed image pixel size. So example, let's say this is OG image. So if I try to copy it and put into images, and if I run pnpm run deb, we actually make this hashed hash WebP at the build time. And so at the runtime, you don't have to think about how to optimize at the runtime. You can just do it into build time. The image the image is already converted into WebP because that's more friendly to the browser, and that is already hashed, so you don't have to think about the cache issue between the user side and your application. And here, of course, your cache control already changed it. Look at it. So this is why is really kind of good. I think this is why this is kind of good. I think there's something wrong with my code. I think I have to change this as the why did I put the immutable on it? Yeah, I think I have to change this part. This part is really mess, and this really cause the problem of the production has to change. It puts the max age even though it's OG image. So I can just fix it. So and that's kind of really good at the build time. So another thing what we did at the build time is because we put the robot.txt and the alpha and lib, because if you split in your server as the alpha and the production, your domain name will be alpha that your domain.com, or the lib your production is your domain.com. But since the crawler can dictate your alpha as alpha and you can put in your search console, you have to block. You have to make robot.txt file on your when the alpha environment. So also what you can do is you can just using this script tag. I know this code is really mess. And what it does is look at your productions. So what it does is if it's the production, if it's light, and so that is the production. If it's production, get the robots.txt, but rename as a robots.txt, and after that you delete all of things. But if it's the environment is alpha, you delete lib robots.txt file, and you remain alpha robots.txt file and the robots.txt file. And after that, you can just write it on your public dead images. So this is kind of really good for your web applications, because you don't have to think about you have to do everything at the runtime. You can do it at the build time. The node environment is really strong also in the build time. So I think this is it. So have a nice day. See you next time. Bye bye.